Now we're gonna deal with a issue that Roberto has. He has a activity he enjoys that he doesn't want to give up on, and he doesn't remember anything when he wakes up about his dreams. And is that okay, or can we fix it? So let's see if we can fix it, but let's read the other comments as well. We have Lenny Bogart here. I got the swastika type one, but with colors about a week ago. And he's talking about the chakra work and the clear light work that was in this video, which is very interesting. It's a very interesting system. And it's interesting because it now works for me and it works for Lenny Bogart. Maybe it will work for you too. Who knows? Who knows? Check it out. Check it out. And then we have Mateus Nardo. If you're reading this and you still don't remember dreams, don't worry. Just follow the process and keep trying. I went from sometimes remembering keywords to remembering entire movies and paragraphs. Needed a couple of months of consistent practice though. Thank you both. Thank you everybody. Okay, let's read the last one as well. Thoughts on moving gateway lessons to morning sessions instead of before bed at night. I'm like unable to fall asleep at night after I do a meditation then. So that's the main comments, and I've also responded with some answers already in your comments. But let's do this for everybody, so that everybody can have. I think this is great for a video. People can really, it kind of actualizes it. It makes it something that's very easy for them to understand. So it helps everybody. Let's help everybody. Sadhguru has a birthday, so congratulations. So I post a lot of teachings that requires a lot of supplies and artifacts and uses maps and all kinds of stuff. And just so you know, basics are very important. And maybe sometimes you want to check out a channel that's Theravada. That's very much like this English monk here. He meditates 3 hours a day. I think you'll just notice that he speaks very clearly, and you can write comments. You can write comments and he'll respond to it. So very fun channel, check it out. As you see here, there's someone here in this picture who takes the posture of the Buddha, the way it should be taught, which is very practical. Of course, you can see here he even has orange robes. So who has orange robes? Well, Theravada tradition often has orange robes, and but they're all good. They're all good. Theravada, Mahayana, Tibetan. For me, I've always liked Tibetan and Theravada. It kind of feels right for me. It feels closer to what I like. But you also have Zen. And all of the Zen monks are no slouches by any means. They're very, very good. The tradition. Okay, so let's try to break this down logically. So this was my suffering: lack of lucidity while dreaming. Your suffering is I don't remember my dream. Would like to remember my dream. So what's your grasping? What's the grasping of the problem? So I found that my grasping of the problem was do not address the problem. That was my main issue. I did not address it. And when I understood that, I began to release by a change in lifestyle, which is what you're is it the thing? Am I addicted? Is there something wrong with me? Don't be too quick to judge yourself. Just know that you will have to change your lifestyle in order to get in. You can't do the same thing and get a different result, right? But don't judge like, is this wrong? Is this no. But change in lifestyle. We know that, okay? And then liberation is dreaming and remembering by default. That should be the default, right? And so we know that REM is at the end of the sleep cycle. Most access to REM, rapid eye movement sleep, which is connected to memory and remembering dreams. Is that if you sleep for 8 hours, it's at the end of the 8 hours, okay? And in the beginning, most access to deep sleep. Very cool experiences here. Very cool, okay? They're more advanced, more difficult to access, but of course, changing lifestyle and do not addressing the problem, if these two combine, even here, you can do it, yeah. And then we can go into the eightfold path. Eightfold path, yeah, absolutely, eightfold path, yeah. In our eightfold path system, we can say right view. So dream journal here, dream interpretation. This is kind of unrelated. This is more about waking up. So when you're awake, you're awake. And when you're asleep, you're asleep. So circadian rhythm, it's called. I've gone through this before in a different video, but if we have to do it again, we do it again, okay? And right intention, yeah, so you have the right intention. You want to remember your dreams, okay? So maybe you can do some goal management. Maybe there's something in your schedule. You can make a daily schedule of something. What can be done today? Yeah? So that's the right intention. What can be done today? Because if you don't remember your dreams, it's no use. You have to do it today. Yeah. And short-term goal of larger long-term goal. Very important concept. What must be done? That's a good question. What must be done? Right speech, self-talk. What's your self-talk like? I hear a lot of like, oh, has something that came out of you know, look, it's not what goes into your mouth that defiles you, it's what comes out of it, right? So remember that. Foundation beliefs, those are more important, I would say. And coaching yourself, suggestion, you know, like maybe you can begin to hear that when I ask the question, I always go up at the end, like kind of suggesting to you that you can have a lucid dream. Remember, maybe you can start to remember your dreams. Yeah, good suggestion right there. And puns. Maybe we'll get to something like that later. Frame, you know, keep frame. I'm gonna get it, you know, and writing and communication and persona support. Yeah, so persona support actually goes into right speech. Yeah, so persona support, that's when a Buddhist monk always with every part of the day is a meditation, because all the time I speak with a Thailand accent, even though I'm not from Thailand, because I'm surrounded, and I try this, always use soft speech, so it's a meditation. 16 hours a day, very good, right? 16 hours a day, very good. I do it, and I do it through my speech every day. I stay aware, and now going down at the pitch, aware, going down, and ordering, demanding. Yeah, commando. Right livelihood, situation versus person. So here we have a flower, you know, so you have to think about that, and just keep for now, just keep the word entheogen in mind. Entheogen. Yeah. Situation versus person. Don't forget that. It could be the situation, not the person. Sustainable longevity in the practice. Yeah. So this is kind of what you asked me about, right? Removal of future obstacles and positive shift in life. So stay aware of that. But then we have this tailoring. And this is the great mercy. It's like, oh, but I like this. Okay, then tailoring, right effort. I really like the right effort. We have to tailor it to you. And just because it works for some people doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So we can't bring in a fantastic tailoring here. And tailors in practice. talents in practice. Oh, sorry, talents in practice. Maybe you have a talent here. Quick attainments here. Tailoring to fit. Huh? So it's not like, oh, you know, like I was miserable before, but then I tried this stuff and now it's way worse. So we remove that by tailoring it to fit. And duration of practices. Maybe it's the wrong duration. When and how. Willing and letting be. So we don't want to basically destroy ourselves till we look like a skeleton, right? So right action, what must be done. So now we've gone through all this. Now we can ask ourselves what must be done. Where is the time for practice? Why and what about leisure? You need leisure. All right? It's part of the meditation, right? So, and then we hope to get the right mindfulness, and that will lead to the right type of concentration all day. Change in lifestyle, very positive, yes. So maybe instead of using Buddhism, you can use Hinduism and come up with a system of like 8 things that you could do every day. That would feel great. And there was also a question about time. So remember, there are like in-between states available. So here you're very awake, but here you're both here and here. So here you can remember your dream, and here you're very awake, and here you're kind of getting sleepy. So maybe something to eat. Maybe this is where you have 1 meal a day, and then after that meal a day, you get kind of sleepy, but you're not ready. You're not ready to go to sleep. So you're kind of in between, and then it's perfect for meditating. You know, for meditating here. But here you're too asleep and you need to sleep, so you get some rest. But here, you know, you get that REM sleep, and then you try that, you know. So you know, it's timing. Try different stuff, but usually you're gonna find out that you prefer one of these times. Just stick with that 80% of the time. So now we've used some Hinduism, and we've used some Buddhism. Here we have the Sfiroth, used by Gnostics and Kabbalah Jews. Here we have some stuff here. I mean, let's take a look at Sufism, huh? Now, there are 2 pictures here. There are 2 things I want you to notice, okay? So let's first talk about the activity here. It's breathing in and breathing out. And you will see that Sufism has a system with chakras for this, and they focus very much on coming down here and then coming back out here, yeah, which is what you've been asking about, kind of. And then we have this that also focuses on the breath. This is a ITF Taekwondo, and what you have to know about ITF Taekwondo movement is that we move in a sine wave, badunk. So I breathe. When I first start a movement, I relax, yeah, and I breathe. Because I relax, I slump a little bit down, and I exhale. And then I come up and I breathe. Right here, and then I come like this, like that. And that's called sine wave in ITF Taekwondo. And it has to do with the heart, because when I do it, it synchronizes my heart with the movement, and my heart is connected with movement, right? And that's the whole principle of that system. And what you're actually asking is, am I making something happen here that is here? That's not good. That's not good for me, all right? That's not good for remembering dreams. Now this, my friends, is called mapacho, and it's Nicotiana rustica, and it's completely, this is what cigars are made of. Most cigars are made out of leaves of mapacho or Nicotiana rustica that has been cured. And when I went to Peru, this was a plant that was treated completely differently than the way we treat it in Norway. Because in Norway, people just chug down and smoke a pack of cigarettes. It's like there's no reverence in it. Yeah, and that's why I said remember the word entheogen, because that's very good speech. And maybe, you know, if you feel put off by the word, then say theos, the God within, entheos, the God within, is we are talking about a ability, because it is the intention that infuses meaning to our ritual, right? So this is just like how they did it, how it was a ceremony with a lot of reverence, and there was a lot of reverence to the mapacho. But the intention gave it meaning, and because of that, I can smoke a cigarette, or you know the thing that you put underneath your lip. I rarely ever do it. I bought one box of them, and I almost never use it, and eventually the date ran out and I had to throw it away. But what I accessed with this, I essentially got a psychedelic effect. And then you might say, aha, but mapacho doesn't it also contain other alkaloids? I was not using this. I was using normal, you know, the stuff that you put underneath your lips. Once a month I would do it, and I would set aside hours, and I would connect with my intention, and I would infuse this with so much meaning, and I would create texts about how higher beings in other dimensions do this, and how they would behave in a perfect world, and essentially letters from paradise. Letters from paradise. I would write about this, and that would infuse this with so much meaning that when I did it, it would put me in trance, and it would be just like taking ayahuasca almost. It wouldn't last as long, but it would be way more soothing, and in some ways just as visual, not even from mapacho, just from store-bought regular tobacco. So for me, the question you're asking is something you have to, it's up to you to fuse it with meaning. Now this, okay, this I had to take a break away from. This is coffee, okay? And the coffee I had in my life, I took a lot of it, and then I stopped getting the benefits. And I took a break, and I learned to appreciate it. I turn it into a ritual involving, you know, frankly involving this, you know, and I make it sacred. Make it sacred. This is medicine. This is a entheogen. This is sacred. Higher beings in other dimensions also do this. They drink the pristine sacred, and they drink it like the pristine sacred ambrosia, okay? And it's sacred. It's the entheogen, okay? But I had stopped treating it as such, and because of that, I had to take a break, and I had to come back later when I was ready to reset and treat it like it deserved to be treated. And because of this, it really enhances my day cycle. And when my internal world is dark, I get a lot of hustling done. And when I go here, my internal world lights up. And it's the sun here I absorb, and it comes back out here. Or maybe it's the other way around. It's really mystic. It's a very mystical experience. Dreams. Yeah, don't underestimate your dreams, man. But just know that this must be treated. If you treat it like it's sacred, it can be a powerful ally. But that might mean going on a break so that you remember how special it is and that you appreciate it. And then, when you really have it, you bring in the anchor of lion's mane. This is lion's mane, okay? This is used by the Yamabushis. The Yamabushi use this, okay? and it's a Sahasrara quality. See, it may not be anything in itself, but if you look here, it makes, according to science, the cells, the hericenomes and whatever you want to call it, they grow faster, and the cells of your brain, they don't die as fast when you have this. Ooh, look at this. Look at how special, look at how cool this is. Yeah, ooh, very cool, very Sahasrara, very mountain. Going up to the top of Mount Kailash. He's rising to the top of Mount Kailash. Yeah, and he's a cool Yojimbo Yamabushi, because it's a Yamabushi Shitaka, you know? And what it does, see, because this is always there, right? But what it does, which is so special, is that if you're already at good behavior, it anchors it, because it doesn't allow the cells in your brain that gives you good habits to be extinguished. And so it gets anchored, it becomes super powerful. Oh my god, it's like super duper, okay? And maybe you got something super duper, but why use this before it's perfected? Yeah, so that's something to really think about, okay? And then we have this. And this is something that can be used, especially science of Anthony Hopkins University shows that this deals with a problem of addiction. And I am very for people being alleviated from addictions. I think about Africa, and where there has been a tramadol addiction, and this was fixed by the use of a medicine called ibogaine, and that's of course very related to this. And but it can also cure. Sometimes people have spiritual hunger. But it's a bit like going on a boat ride. You pay the ticket and you take the ride. And then you get to the other side of that and you have to walk off the boat. And this is why, for example, Sadhguru, when he was asked about Jake Paul, what about this? What about cannabis? What about mushrooms? What about DMT? Sadhguru says, it's nice. I know what it is. But you have to remember, for me, I've integrated so much and I've done so many practices that, frankly, my practice now provides me with what I need, and I actually prefer it to this. And it's not like, in no shape or form is this a disavow. It's just good to know that there's a level of attainment that's like that, where you get to be the captain and you have your own ship, because the life of a pirate is free. Arr, yeah. Living in Amsterdam, then nothing can prevent you from taking it. It's like going to the toilet. It's there for you to take, and then maybe even leave a big imprint. But if you do that, you must be able to handle it. This is an energy inside of you, but it's really a pattern. It's really almost like beautiful geometry of the body lighting itself up ablaze, and you see all the patterns, and it's like, wow, dude. Yeah, I know it looks beautiful, and it came from this experience you had, and part of it felt like it was a thing that came from outside of you. But also remember that what you see here is patterns within you, within your crown. There's a pattern happening, brain circuitry creating this experience inside of you.